Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Conley, and I'm here today to tell you my story of the past 26 years, what I've gone through. That all started back in 1997, my final week over at Central Washington University, and how this has been one heck of a path. And I think if there's one quote that really summarizes this up and makes me really reflect the most on, is the one about being the change in the world that you wish to see. And I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And I applaud myself for being strong enough to make it through over 2 decades of dealing with frontal temporal lobe dementia. And here I am today, it's almost 2024, and I've never been happier in my life. So this is a little bit of a story, so bear with me, and you can watch it fast forward whatever you would like to do, but this is what happened. So back in 1997, I was at Central Washington University, and I was never into any kind of drugs at all, but I did like smoking pot, all the way from back in high school and doing magic mushrooms and stuff. And anyways, I was always kind of scared of doing a pill or, anything like this. And so this guy that I knew actually gave me a pill. And there was the day before our finals at Central Washington University. And so I took this pill that evening, and I had mixed it with alcohol, and I didn't feel anything at all, but I went to sleep that night. And just a little, backstory is I had done probably mushrooms, I don't even know how many times, probably 100 times before this. So I knew what hallucinogenics were. But as you're aware, ecstasy or MDMA, what do they call it, the love drug, this was not something that is supposed to have the effects that what I experienced. And I know for sure what had happened. So I went to sleep that evening, and this is the day before finals. I went to sleep, and because I didn't feel anything off this pill, I didn't feel this kick in whatsoever. So when I went to sleep, all of a sudden what happened was I felt this energy, and this is what happens when you pass. I've had a chance to go ahead and look into many near-death experiences, is that you actually suck out of your body. And when you suck out of your body, there's like a snap. It is such a strong feel when you leave your body. And I remember it seriously felt like some kind of alien abduction or something like this, because it was beyond words what the sensation and the feeling was during this time. And so all of a sudden I was laying down, but it felt like it went out through the crown chakra, throughout through the top right here. And it was like, it was a very, I have to stress this. It was a very strong feeling of being sucked out of my body. And when this happened, I actually left my body. And as you have heard with many near-death experiences, people are aware of what's going on in the room and stuff like this. They can see what's going on. And in my dorm room at Central Washington University, there I was, looking at myself in the moonlight, because my window was open, and I was hovering above myself, and I saw my body doing a full-blown seizure on the bed. And as I was looking at myself, over at my left out here, this white light tunnel started appearing. And at this time, there is a religious side to this, a spiritual aspect to this. So be ready for that, everyone, is that the light started opening up for me, the white tunnel. And when this happened, I said, because I was not really a Christian at this time. I believed in God, but it was not something that I did not have a really good relationship with God. And I said to myself, oh, no. I can't go right now. I cannot go, because first of all, I love life too much. And my parents paid for my college education. I cannot go ahead. I cannot pass. And so I was basically begged to God to let me stay on this planet. And I went, at that time, I went straight back into my body. And I had that pain that they talk about when you come back and enter back into your body, if you're familiar with near-death experiences. I don't remember anything else from that evening, but what I do recall is the next day I woke up and I went and looked in the mirror, and because I had finals that day. How cool. I did a drug before finals, right? And I looked in the mirror. The first thing I did was I knocked on my head, because something did not feel right. Something did not feel right. I was like, knock, knock. Like, what in the world is going on here? Because as I looked in the mirror, I did not recognize myself at all. I looked in the mirror really closely, and I could see my pupils just humongous, but it wasn't because I was, at least I don't think so, because I was, quote, high. I had depersonalization disorder at this time immediately set in, and I did not recognize myself looking into the mirror. Also, what I noticed was that sounds sounded further away as well. So I'd hear birds chirping, and it was like way away. I was like, what in the world is going on here? Then I rushed to I remember I rushed to my accounting final, and I could not even remember how to write my name on the piece of paper. I was that gone. When I say that I didn't recognize myself, I was not there. Some people call it a walk and whatever. I was not there. And so I went back home, and I had to share with my family, with my mom and dad, what had happened, because it's undeniable. I basically had like schizophrenia symptoms. Basically, these are just words, but what was happening is I went from being like, fun and popular and having lots and lots of friends to all of a sudden, all I was just like a recluse, like stuck in my room. And I was like smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I was a freaking mess. I went on antidepressants. I actually met with one doctor in Woodinville, Washington here. They did some kind of MRI scan, and he said, prepare, because your brain is dying. And so anyways, then I started working with Dr. Daniel Amen, who has more brain scans than anyone in the world. That's Amen Clinics, AMENCLINICS.com. And Dr. Daniel Amen has now scanned my brain 5 times over the course of about 20 years now. And so I would keep scanning my brain, and I'd have to pay out of my pocket every single time, because I was preparing for my will. Okay. And my brain was getting worse and worse. It was going down. The pictures, I actually, I'm going to show you guys the pictures right here, but here's my brain scans. And the thing is that I am the most documented brain case study at the Amen Clinic with all my brain scans. I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys these brain scans right here. Okay, so you can see these. And you're not paying attention to the holes, but do take a look at all the holes in my brain right here. And also in my frontal lobes, you can see huge holes. I call this triceratops brain right here. Actually, you can see this right here is really, really bad right here. And you can see the big holes in my brain. And then they say this is like Alzheimer's. See how bad my brain was right here. Okay. And so basically what happened was that this experience with the E-bomb there that I had taken, it was a bomb in my brain, freaking, it sent me into my brain into a downward spiral, into where my brain was getting worse and worse and worse as I was diagnosed with the frontal temporal lobe dementia. Okay. So through this time, I was doing lots of different antidepressants. I've tried over 20 something different antidepressants over the course of 26 years. I have done anti-anxiety medication. I have taken Ritalin and Adderall and all these prescription drugs. I've taken anti-seizure medication, Tegretol, Depakote, you name it. I've done all these different medications and they had me on numerous medications, serotonin uptake, reuptake, block, all this stuff going on, like sometimes 2-3 medications at a time, and anti-psychotic medication even, okay? And so my point is that I really tried whatever, and the doctor told me that my brain was dying over at Woodinville Clinic here. And so anyways, during this time, I even tried plant-based medicine. I smoked toads, 5-MeO DMT two times in Mexico, in the jungles of Tulum, Mexico, and on the beaches over there. And I went and did ayahuasca with the head shaman of the Cheyenne Nation. I went down even last year. I lived in Brazil. I went and spent a whole entire 3 weeks up in the Andes Mountains, drinking San Pedro cactus, what was like liquid light, they called it, cactus right there. So I did that also. I tried absolutely everything. I have this right here. I did ibogaine in Mexico for 2 weeks. I did DMT probably 1,000 times. I did and then this represents frequency medicine also, working with different frequency companies. And I was very blessed during this time because network marketing sustained me through all this, because there's no way I could have had a job elsewhere, because I was such a fragmented mind and soul. And during this time, I have 2 daughters, ages now 11 and 15. And, I did my best to go ahead and raise them. And I was able to be a stay-at-home father the whole entire time. But where I'm going with this, everyone, is that during this time, I even went down the Dominican Republic. I'm going to show you guys a 1-minute video right here, so you can see that I actually spent $50,000 also on stem cell injections. One procedure, I put $20,000 worth of stem cells into my brain, where they went through a wire right here, put the wire all the way up through my brain, through my arteries right here. And what you're going to watch in this video right here is you're going to actually see this here. So 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a screen share here. Let me see how I do this. Excuse me here. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share. How do I do this? Let me see here. I'm actually not even, let me see, share screen, perfect. And here you go. You can see me here in Dominican Republic. I'll play this video right here and I'm going to fast forward, but I'm laying on the operating room table here on the other side, and you can see my arteries are right here. Okay. Now, I told them to videotape this, and I was wide awake after they took the ketamine. I was on ketamine. They took the stem cells out of my hip bones, took it out of my fat cells. And you can see I'm laying on the table right there, actually watching myself get injected because you don't have any sensations. Now, watch this. I could feel the stem cells work on my brain. Okay. So there's that right there. So now let me go back here and okay, there we go. So this let me fix this real fast. I apologize about that. So uh, sorry. Let me go ahead and there we go. Perfect. So, anyways, everyone, I had these stem cells injected into my brain, and that was about 4 years ago, right there, that I had done that, and I still didn't notice much of improvement, even injecting hundreds of millions of stem cells or billion, whatever it was. I think it was billions of stem cells into my brain. I got to get the exact figure. I did, I think, 4 different kinds of stem cells. I harvested my stem cells here in Seattle until the US changed that. But I had to go to Dominican Republic for this procedure because the US doesn't allow this procedure, what I did right here. Okay. And anyways, so but the point is I had tried this. I went with churches praying on me, did all this stuff like this. And I had dissociation identity disorder. So what dissociation identity disorder feels like is that you're here, but you're not here. Okay. You're here, but you're not present. It's kind of like there's a glass wall in front of you. You're not able to really connect so much on a deeper level with people and yourself. And it's like, I also had some of the symptoms of frontal temporal lobe dementia is it can be difficult to put sentences together. That was the case when I hopped on the plane to Dominican Republic right there. And then also your vision with dementia, it actually starts going down like this. And what was interesting is this, they made it difficult, very difficult for me to be aware completely of my surroundings. For example, if I was looking at a Zoom call, I couldn't look at all the people in the Zoom call and kind of put it together what was going on completely in this, which actually, even when it came to my driving, it was difficult again in the situation to pay attention to all the stimulus around me and integrate it to have a full idea what was going on. Okay. Other symptoms of depression is the anxieties, the depression, just kind of, I could stare at a wall and just be like this, like this. It was that crazy. And, my mother always said, fake it till you make it. It was like, Mom, I'm dying, and here I'm glad I can laugh. Another thing was, it was difficult for me to laugh, even to have like real genuine connections with people. Okay. So let me fast forward here to back 2 months ago, 60 days ago. This is what happened. Okay. And I'm going to tell the spiritual side to this real quick. Let me take a refresh. Cheers to you all. This is what happened. I was addicted at that time to watching near-death experiences because after my last breakup, I was just over life. It was like I had tried everything. It was like everything that every time I would build something up in life, it would just crumble down. Every time I build something up in life, it would crumble down. Financially, relationship-wise, it was just like nonstop. And it was like, I was just how it was having this condition. And so I went ahead and I was at this time, I was strangling myself with a noose every probably 2 times, 3 times a week. I took this rope and I made a noose out of it. I was choking myself out all the time. 2-3 times a week, even though I know I didn't want it to pass that way, just because I wanted to get closer and understand what it was like to be convinced and be able to convince myself that I no longer wanted to be here whatsoever. And so I was doing that. And then I was at the same time, I was addicted to watching, I would probably watch 20 different near-death experience videos on YouTube all the time. And what I found out was that the people that had taken sleeping pills, there's plenty of people that had severe depression, this and that, mental conditions, that they actually taking sleeping pills and overdosing with alcohol, they would go and meet with Jesus Christ, and Jesus would heal them and actually send them back and say, no, it's not your time right now. Or they give them the option to come back if they wanted to or whatever. Okay. And so I found that interesting that there's numerous people that were coming back to life. And you guys, there's a lot of people that actually pass and go away. And I'm one of them. Even though I didn't go into the tunnel of light, I actually left my body looking down at myself. This was not just a vision. This was where I was looking down at what was happening. And so I decided that's how I wanted to go, was with sleeping pills. So working with my doctor here in Seattle, I made up an excuse. I was like, man, after this breakup, I'm not sleeping well. I needed some sleeping pills just to go ahead and get through this. And so he wouldn't give them to me. So I was like, oh, okay, well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna call a sleeping clinic. So this was again 2 months ago, 60 days ago. I had an appointment. We'll go ahead and say that was 8 weeks. So we'll go ahead and say 7 weeks ago, I had an appointment to get the sleeping pills. Okay. So I was stoked about that because I knew that if I had some really good alcohol, I could probably convince myself to pop all these pills. And I had already written all my suicide letters, all my suicide diaries. I still have it here. There's like 20 pages because I did not want anyone in my family and friends to feel like they had not been there for me. I wanted to make it crystal clear that there was everything. I tried absolutely everything under the sun to get better. And it was no one's fault. It was just how it was for this life here that I was associated with. Okay. And so anyways, that was, so I had all that done and I had that appointment. Now, what had happened was I had come across a guy named Carl. Okay. And Carl was on YouTube, and Carl, okay, let me share something with you here. Okay, Carl, you got to check it. Carl Falken, Falken. You can Google him, Karlfalken. Definitely take a look at his YouTube videos. He's one of the most well-known documented NDE experiences. But the one thing that stood out to me about Carl was that Carl, when he passed away, he actually mended with God. He mended with God. Completely mended with God. And when that happened, he taught Carl that life was all about selfless love. Selfless love. So I want to put a really strong emphasis on this, is that's what this life is about. And how do we, and I'll get around to that later on in this video about how we have selfless love, because that is the most beautiful thing. And if that's what Jesus says, then that's what's up. So anyways, also Jesus Christ gave Carl the ability to heal. Okay. And so when Carl came back, Carl had the ability to heal, and he's healed a lot of people through prayer. Okay. So Carl and I had a call, and Carl and I have become quite good friends since then. And appreciate you, Carl Falken. Okay. And you know, if you guys are in need of prayers, definitely reach out to Carl. Okay. And anyways, Carl, I'll put his number in the video, just a heads up, so you guys can see this on my Rumble channel. Okay. And Carl prayed for me, and Carl also sent me a prayer cloth. Okay. He sent me a prayer cloth. And in this prayer cloth, I kept this prayer cloth in my pocket for every day moving forward past then. And so when I had this prayer cloth on me, it was, I went to church because I was, for the past 4 months, I'd been going to church 3 times a week. I would go on Tuesday nights for a men's group. I would go on Wednesday nights for a business leadership group. And I also go for Sundays for regular church as well. Okay. And so I was going to church, and I go to church a lot. And when I went to church 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago, well, actually 8 weeks and about 3 days ago, okay, I went ahead, and my church pastor, he's a big Ghana guy, and I see him coming across the whole entire room at the 7 o'clock service before the thing started. And he kind of comes right up to me. He goes, he's looking at me the whole entire time. So this is like this. And he goes, Ryan, he goes, God told me to tell you that there is nothing that he cannot heal. And God told me to tell you that there's humongous things coming to you right away. And I was thinking to myself, well, that's cool, because I've been praying for this for a long time. That would be great if that happened right there. And so I wasn't, I was not thinking that wasn't going to happen. But then he said to me, after this church service tonight, we're going to go ahead and lay hands on you and pray for you. And I was like the charity case of the church. I would jump from church to church because I would start to stand out, because everyone at the church knew I was suicidal. At my church knew I was suicidal. And they were praying for me all the time, and they laid hands on me numerous times. And so had a lot of churches, but I would actually, I would go from one church to another, because as soon as I started standing out, I felt like such a burden to church. I would go to the next one and look for healing there, and go to the next one and looking for healing there. And so after the church service, Dr. Emmanuel Ziga, he's Ghana. He talks like this. Emmanuel Ziga, a very dear friend of mine. We sat down, there's 6 of us, and they all laid hands on me. And Dr. Ziga poured holy oil, frankincense oil, over my head. he said, Ryan, and they prayed on me. They prayed on me. 5 minutes later, I mean, they're pretty powerful, you know, tongues and all that good stuff. He said to me after, he looked at me, he goes, Ryan, the power, he said, the spirit of fear has left you. And I said, that's good, because I was thinking to myself right away, my ego stepped in and said, no, you're not scared of anything. But at the same time, I was writing in my journal about saying goodbye to my family and stuff like this, because I was about to take my life. And so I said, okay. And so I tried to wipe off my hair from all the frankincense oil in my hair. And he goes, no, leave it in your hair overnight. And I said, okay. So that's what I did. And so anyways, I went home and I slept with that holy oil on my head. And the next day, that was Monday, everything I prayed for that week came true. Okay. I was in like a lot of crazy stuff. My ex had taken our Porsche at this relationship, and I had a car at that time that it was just a temporary low car. And my friend calls me up on Monday and says, Ryan, congratulations, you just made a bunch of money. I said, sweet, what happened? He told me what happened. I said, cool. So I went and bought a new car that day. Tuesday rolls around, and all of a sudden I get a call from Reggie Williams, my good friend who I hadn't spoken to for about 1.5 to 2 years. And Reggie tells me, he goes, Ryan, God told me to forgive you, because we were blocked on Facebook and stuff like this, and reconnect with you. And I forgot, we had argued about 1.5 years ago, something in network marketing. I don't know what it was. And he goes, and God told me to tell you what I have is going to go ahead, and it is going to, I don't want to say the word heal everyone. So I'll say, it's going to, it's just going to make you better, we'll say, okay? But he said it was going to do it's going to have a miracle in me. Let's just put it that way. I think we can use the word miracle as without making medical claims here, okay? So I said, okay, well, what is it, Reggie? Because I've tried everything. I've tried absolutely everything in the world. I've smoked toads in Mexico. I've done ayahuasca. That was a whole different story. I've done 20-something antidepressants. I've had counseling. I've did energy medicine and frequency, all this stuff, right? And he said, and I go, well, what is it? And he goes, we found a way to activate the mitochondria in the human body within 5 minutes to bring it back to where you were 5 to 10 years old. I said, huh? I said, that's the only thing I haven't heard, Reggie, ever. And I had to leave every stone unturned. Like wasn't going to leave any stone unturned before I went ahead and took my life. That's for dang sure, because I was a hard time enough. I had to choke myself every day, for days, just trying to figure it out that I wanted to do this. Okay. And so anyways, I went ahead and I ordered the product. Okay. And he explained to me, it's called MoreMito. Okay, there you go. MoreMito Restore 3.0 delivery system. This is where the miracles started happening. See what it says 3.0? That's where the miracles started happening right there. XDS, okay, exponential delivery system. Okay, so anyways, there's that product and there's this product. Okay, this right here, this is freaking amazing. That penetrates your brain and activates your neurons also. Okay, so I said, okay, I'll go ahead and order this stuff. So I ordered the product. And I said, rush it, because I freaking need help. I'm like, I've got sleeping pills scheduled here this week, to go ahead and take my life. So you got to get this over to me stat, right? So anyways, he sends it over. It gets over to me on Saturday. It arrives. And I'm talking to Reggie. I'm laying on my couch over here, and I'm talking to Reggie on video. And I take the first dose. I go ahead and I pop the bottle like this, and I go ahead and I get some of that good stuff right there. I go ahead and get that magic oil. I call it holy oil, because God made all the ingredients in this, and there is frankincense oil in here. So I give credit to God for this formulation and every ingredient that he created. Every time you hear that little noise, just know that somebody's getting happy and their bodies are morphing into superhumans, okay? And anyways, what happened was then, after I did that right there, you guys are gonna see my eyes actually even perk up a little bit more here. Just watch what happens here in a second, okay? And so I'm laying there on the couch, and I'm talking to Reggie. I'm like, Reggie, what the heck is going on here? I'm feeling like a fluttering sensation, like a freaking a hummingbird's wing tapping on the side of my brain. And I've never felt this. Out of all the cool plant-based medicines and ayahuasca and all this stuff, I've never felt anything. And I've never felt anything like this. What is going on, Reggie? And he looks at me and he smiles. And I said, Reggie, let me just like feel into this and see what's going on, because this is, I'm open to seeing what's happening here. So I hang up the phone, and all of a sudden, as I'm laying on the couch, horizontal, I feel this sense of inner peace come over me like this. And it goes all the way from my head, nice and slowly, all the way out through my body right there. And as that happened right there, inner peace came to me for the first time in 26 years. Excuse me, inner peace and self-love came to me for the first time in 26 years. See, when I for 26 years since I had popped that one little pill and diet and came back and had all these documented things with the most scanned brain in the history of the Amen Clinic, okay, that this was that I had not had inner self-love and inner peace. Okay. I would love my friends. I would love my family. I would love my business partners and clients. I would love everything. Like, again, fake it till you make it, right? Unfortunately, is because it was like a glass, and I dissociated identity disorder. I felt like what they call an NPC. It's like you're kind of like an extra in this movie called Life. Okay. And so now all of a sudden when this happened, it was kind of like when you smell a perfume like 20 years ago, and you're like, I remember that smell 20 something years ago. I remember what self-love was, and I remember what inner peace was. And I recall during the time that I didn't have either of those two things, that I would pray to God and say, God, why have you forsaken me? Why have you forsaken me? Because people would say, God is peace, God is love, God is within us. And I would think to myself, how is God within me when I have no sense of inner peace? It would hurt my feelings every time someone would say that, because I didn't feel inner peace and self-love inside me this whole entire over 2 decades. Okay. And so anyways, this came over to me, and I said, I got up, and you guys, I like to do Uber 2 to 3 hours, like every 2 days, 2 to 3 days kind of type situation, just because I've stayed at home, my nice home for, I've always lived in nice homes. I've always lived a phenomenal lifestyle. Okay. I've been very, very blessed. Okay. Financially, but I never had peace of mind. It's like everything I would build in this life, big time businesses, it would crumble down. Great relationships, marriage, children. I'm still very close and friends with my ex, and my children obviously are close to me. Everything would just like, the life would just crumble down nonstop. It was like if you don't build your life on God, okay, then for example, not to get too preachy with somebody that can't hack this right here, you're building a house on quicksand. It just goes blah. It's kind of like that connect sand that you pour it and it goes blah, like this, okay? And so I said to myself, I need to get out here and do a little Uber right now and get off this island, out of my home, and see if this is more than just a placebo effect, because this is crazy. I haven't felt this for 26 years. It kind of reminds me of that movie, like the Jim Carrey movie where, he's the yes man, or something happens and the song comes on. It's like, I got the power, and he's like strapped through things and things are blowing up behind him and all this stuff, right? It's like this. Okay, I'm on this stuff. I'm on the juice right now. You guys can see it in my eyes right now. Superhumanism is right here, right now. Okay. Now, listen, I then went into this Mexican restaurant to pick up, because I was doing Uber Eats, and I go in there. And I like it because I get to meet people. I kind of get contribute locally to the local economy. I kind of see where God takes me, whose lives to encounter and stuff like this. And so I go into this Mexican restaurant. When I came to this Mexican restaurant, I went to pick up the food, and as soon as I walked in, it was like an EMP energy bomb just went like this. Okay. And everyone in the room was like looking at me, because my energy levels were just like, I'm not talking like coffee, like, 4 shots of coffee. I'm not talking about like being on, like, there's zero stimulants in this. Just a heads up, are these 44 nanotized ingredients. Okay. I walk in there, and I see this couple on the side of me right here. And keep in mind, before, guys, I had like tunnel vision because of my one of the symptoms I had. It was such bad tunnel vision. When I was talking to people, I would look up in the left eye, look in the right eye, look in the left eye, because I could not put it together. It was so weird. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, if you have eye issues or whatsoever, but I could not look in both eyes at the same time. Okay. It was like I go back and forth. I feel like a weirdo. I was like, and then I think to myself, what do I look at? Like, do I look at the left eye, right eye? But I couldn't look at both of them at the same time. It was so crazy. Okay. It was one of my symptoms of my dementia. Okay. And again, I'm not saying this heals, but I feel pretty good. Okay. So anyways, when I saw that, I saw all of a sudden it went from this vision to what I call omnidome vision. Now I could take every single thing in around me, integrate it completely together, superhuman style. Okay. And I saw this couple out of the corner of my eye, this Latino couple, and a guy and girl. And the guy, when I walked in, he postured up. And then, because it's kind of like he wanted to match my energy kind of type thing. I'm watching this. And at the same time, I saw the girl postured up also. I was like, holy smokes, because I always felt like I was bringing the energy down in a room. Now I'm seeing I'm actually raising the vibration of the room, and people are like raising themselves up to match my freaking energy. I was like, this is freaking sweet. And now we're going to have some fun with this, right? So I was like, I walked up to the front desk, and I've never had an issue with the ladies ever in my life. So I walked up to the front, to the lady at the front desk, and I looked at her, and I wasn't even interested in her, okay, whatsoever, but I was just doing a little test. And I was just like really, really nice to her and stuff like this. And I know that if I wanted to go on a date with her like that night after work, she would have done it. It was just, let's just summarize it like that, right? Okay. And I really didn't say anything besides just little I like that, right? And stuff. And I was like, holy smokes, this is crazy. As I walked out of that food, I said, if I don't get me in a relationship right away, I'm going to get myself into trouble here. Okay. And so it's because, and I really, I just wanted to do things different right now, do things different. Let me take a breather here for a sec, guys. Okay. A little wheatgrass. Okay. So anyways, now that happened right there. So that was 2 months ago, everyone, right there. Okay. And now today, I have not had a single thought of suicide for 8 weeks. Okay. I have not had a negative stinking thinking thought, as I call them, stinking thinking thoughts. Okay. Ever since that right there also. Okay. Again, I'm not saying that this product went ahead and healed me. Okay. I'm just saying I went from dum-dum to freaking Einstein overnight. Let's put it that way. How's that for a disclaimer? Okay. I swear I could out negotiate Donald Trump right now. I'm just being for real how on point my mind is right now since I'm on this product. Okay. You guys, I tried absolutely everything in the entire world, more so than anything. I spent $1 million trying to get better. And when I say that, I mean it. Okay. This has been a quest for 26 years, working with doctors, so many freaking needles in me, from acupuncture to counseling to, frequency medicine to, I bought one time a $20,000 brain hat that you put on for doing like training with your brain, like to do 21 sensors, military special ops grade thing. I did everything. You name it, I did it. Methane, blue, blah, 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 all this stuff out there, ketosis, meditation, all that stuff. Okay, woo, all the woo. Okay, man, I'm telling you, women, men, friends. Okay, I am sharing with you that my life was it was pretty much a living hell for 26 years that I went through this situation. Okay. Now notice, even when I say the word situation, I remember when I went to Jamaica one time, they said, no problem, man, only situation. I'm not calling this a problem, okay? Because that's a low vibe word right there. This becomes, because your mitochondria is so powered, supercharged on this stuff, you become so sensitive vibrationally to every single word that comes out of your mouth, okay? That I'm not even gonna say that PROBLEM word right there. I'm gonna call it a situation. That's how fine-tuned. That's why people stop smoking weed on this, because they want their minds, your mind comes into alignment. And what's interesting, guys, is I know there's a hardcore push right now for like microdosing psychedelics. You guys, I've done psychedelics 1,000+ times. That's like an understatement right there, okay? Because it was in search of healing. The thing about it is all this does is scramble up your mind, show you some cool little visuals, but it doesn't put the mind back into alignment. It's only a temporary fix, okay? So you guys, what we have here, this is a plant-based medicine. There is all kinds. You look through the 44 ingredients and you'll see that it is a plant-based medicine. This stuff puts your mind into alignment, and it completely changed my world. And now I am on a path right now to help so many people, because what's happening in this world right now is everything, every situation, every human dis-ease is a mitochondria dysfunction, okay? A mitochondria situation, we'll say. Okay, so you can go and Google. You can Google schizophrenia, mitochondria, bipolar, mitochondria, anxiety, mitochondria, depression, mitochondria, multiple sclerosis, mitochondria, CANCE, word mitochondria, all these different things, Parkinson's, mitochondria, hair loss, mitochondria, weight gain, mitochondria, bad eyes, mitochondria, all this stuff. In every single thing, I double dog dare you to go online and find any condition out there that one of your friends may having situations with, and type in mitochondria afterwards and watch what happens in PubMed records. Okay, so why everyone needs this product right now? You may not have had a near-death experience in frontal temporal lobe dementia like I had for 26 years and done all this stuff right here, okay? But what I will share is that every person on the planet needs this product, because guess what? You see this little thing right here, this little cell phone thing right here, okay? This cell phone puts out, this actually lowers your mitochondria. Cell phones do, okay? Not just from the frequencies from it, not including all your dopamine, blah, 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 consuming information, just lowering your mitochondria. You watch a scary movie, it lowers your mitochondria. You drink a sugary drink, it lowers your mitochondria. Any kind of stress, rush hour traffic and feeling low vibe, lowers your mitochondria. A breakup lowers your mitochondria. A death in the family lowers your mitochondria. A job loss lowers your mitochondria. All low vibe stuff right there. So, did you know that there are 30 trillion cells in the human body? Okay, 30 trillion cells in the human body. There are 2,000 mitochondria plus, I'm running my numbers conservatively here, in every single cell. By the way, the only thing that mitochondria are not in, just so you're fully aware, is in the red blood cells. 30 trillion cells times 2,000 is, I'll do the math for you, is 60 quadrillion mitochondria in the human body. Okay, just for fun, how many stars average are in the universe, in a universe? Hey Siri, how many stars are on the average in a universe? I don't know. It says 10 to the 1022 to 1024 stars, whatever that means. My point is there may be billions of stars out there, but it ain't mitochondria. It ain't 60 quadrillion mitochondria in your body. And so you guys, you know how they say the eyes are the window to the soul. Okay, the eyes are the window to the soul. Look at my eyes. Okay, now the reason why this is because most of the mitochondria in your eyes, your brain, and your heart. What do most people pass away from is brain or heart dis-ease, right? So notice when people, you remember when we were children, we used to look in each other's eyes. Let's bring this even closer here. So you remember when we were younger and we used to look each other in the eyes as kids, and just be like, you know, we'd stare at each other and goo goo gaga, kind of type thing, right? Now, what's interesting is the eyes, the window soul. The reason it is because you're actually seeing the light within someone's eyes. You're seeing the mitochondria power of someone healthy right there or not. Okay. Now, what happens when someone gets old? Excuse me. What happens when someone gets old? Their eyes, they start off as a white person, whatever, and they start becoming Asian, right? They start becoming Asian. Then the lights go out, right? That's what happens, right? So what if, actually, there is no if when it comes to this product. Okay. So what happens is that, I'm going to give you an analogy real quick. I love this analogy. You see these lights, these can lights, right there. Okay. And that's like fast because my brain is on Einstein brain right now. Okay. So what happens is this. Imagine these recessed can lighting right here, and one of these lights goes out. It goes out. Imagine these being the mitochondria, for example. Okay. Now, think about, like, if you go through a stressful event, something happens, something happens to you, not so positive. Okay. The light goes out. You quote blow a fuse due to stress, whatever. Okay. Now what happens is that light is out. Okay. The rest of the room is all lit up, right? The rest of the room is all lit up, but inside that can itself, it's dark. Okay. In that darkness right there, this is where dis-ease sets in. So whatever your weakest link is, if it's something to do with whatever, boom, there's Parkinson's. If it has to deal with something down here, boom, CANC, blah, 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 happens right there, right? If it's fibromyalgia, whatever it is out there, okay, dis-ease, okay? Also, this is where stinking thinking sets in, negative self-talk, okay? All right? Now, also what happens here, this is like where depression, PTSD, anxiety, schizophrenia, go ahead and Google any of those, mitochondria. This is also where pain sets in. Yes, pain is a mitochondria situation. So what this product is right here, you put this under your tongue and hold it for 5 to 10 minutes. Just hold it for 10 minutes. Trust me, the longer you hold it, the better. Take it every 2 hours of the day, a half an ml. When you go to sleep at night, take 1 full ml. When you take this, the light comes back on. When that light comes back on, now the entire electrical grid, the entire light body is on full blast, and nothing of this nonsense dark stuff can't kick it anymore inside you. Okay, bye-bye, like this. That is why we're seeing so many different situations of people having immediate improvement day one. That's why I could take this into a bar, for example, and give it to someone. They feel like a freaking rock star within minutes of taking it. They're like, what in the world is this? It's pure ATP energy. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this call up right now, guys, in a second, but I want to share with you back when what Carl Falcon, when he mended with Jesus Christ, and when Jesus Christ told him the purpose of this life is selfless love. How do we go ahead and have selfless love? What is your definition of selfless love? Okay, my definition of selfless love thus far is doing the highest calling for that we can do in this life. Not just me, but for each and every one of you. How do we do that? Is we go ahead and help people become the best versions of themselves. How get rid of the wrinkles? They probably didn't want the wrinkles. 47, 0 wrinkles. The stuff, I lost 10 pounds the first month without doing any cardio, 10 minutes of exercise a day. Oops, my body has become superhuman. Okay. I don't say this to brag at all or arrogant or whatever. I'm just saying this because I can make this transform in you. And to me, that self-love is when I can go ahead and make superhumans all across the world each and every day. And that's what I do right now. Okay. We have an opportunity, but the reason why everyone needs this right now is because, again, the cell phones lower your mitochondria. The CRO, I'm not even going to risk this video being pulled down, even though I'm posted on Rumble here, because I'm done with YouTube, is that this, subscribe to me on YouTube, on Rumble, okay, get Rumble, it's the bomb, okay, is because the viruses and stuff like this knock your mitochondria down even more, okay? You heard of long COVID. So there's a conspiracy about COVID and cell phones, cell phone towers. Remember this, okay? The reality, the true story of the whole entire situation is that it both combined have lowered your mitochondria to where you are not a superhuman right now. You may think you're a superhuman, but you're not. We were made to be superhumans. All we're doing by showing selfless love is turning you back to where you were supposed to be, which was a superhuman, okay? And so, you guys, we have the only product in the world that will go ahead and do this like this. There's plenty of different things out there, you've taken tons and tons of supplements, blah, 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 but you probably never have done nanotechnology, okay? Some people get scared by the term nanotechnology. They're like, oh, what's that mean? Like robots in your body or something? No, what I'm talking about is nanotized ingredients right here. I want to read this ingredient list to you just to make this video so thorough. My goal was to make this video under an hour for those who cared. But I'm going to read this ingredient list to you here so you guys can see this, maybe, and see what resonates here well with you, because they all should. And I don't know about a few of these, and I know my ingredients because I took them all. Okay, here we go. There's 44 of them. I'll rattle them off quickly. Extra virgin olive oil, number 1. Black seed oil, olive leaf, xanthidin, turmeric root, panax ginseng root, cordyceps, spirulina, lutein. Keep in mind, guys, these are all nanotized. So you'd be like, oh, I've taken that before. No, you've never done it nanotized. So just 1 second, please. Okay, spirulina, lutein, bilberry leaf, zeaxanthin, palmitoyl PEA, fenugreek, blackcurrant seed oil, acetyl L-carnitine, Eclonoia cava extract, Shishandra, urethral root, coenzyme Q10, rhodiola rosea, Bacopa monera extract, macarook extract, astragalus root extract, arlipoic acid, magnololol, hanocoliol, echinacea root powder, L-theanine, benfotiamine, marl root extract, number 31, tributrin, number 32, celery seed extract, 33, pterosilbine, then 34, luteolin, piperine, turmeric root, lemon oil, orange oil, cinnamon oil, frankincense oil, beta carotenoline, vitamin K2, 7, vitamin A, and vitamin D3. I'll just let you guys kind of take a look at some of those words right there. Look at this freaking list right here. Look at this freaking list right here, okay? I actually did kind of a fun song to this one here. It goes a little like this. You guys, there we go. We do it right. Okay. We do it right. So you guys, that is all I have to share today. And I really appreciate you guys listening to my story. My hope, my intention moving forward is to help out as many people on the planet as possible. There's a lot of people out there that suffer from depression, anxiety, PTSD. And you know what? I want to, in this video, also say rest in peace to my friend Jim Marks. Okay. I want to give a reference to this because my friend Jim Marks, him and I 2.5 months ago, we were praying for one another. We were praying for one another. And because both of us were in a very, very deep state of depression. Okay. We were in very deep state of depression. We were on the verge. I was like, how are you going to do it? How do you want to do it? Oh, I thought about drowning myself. Oh, I thought about hanging myself. Oh, I did, whatever, jumping out of a building. What do I want to do? These were talks that we had, but we listened to each other. We were like praying for each other that a healing took place. Right. Anyways, the difference between Jim and I is that I tried calling Jim 3 weeks ago and he didn't answer his phone because I knew what I had after I had become a superhuman. Okay. I love that. Such a nice little disclaimer. After I became a superhuman, I knew I could turn Jim back. I could turn Jim back into a superhuman. And Jim, I called Jim, no answer. His phone was disconnected. His Facebook wasn't there anymore. Well, I think you guys know what happened to Jim. Jim took his life. Okay. Jim is the closest thing when I say I'm not going to let any man or woman left behind. Okay. This situation was the closest. And if I come across another situation, I'll note that. But I want to say that even though Jim and I weren't like best friends, we were acquaintances. We're humans that care for one another. And I desire to help a lot of people. And so you guys, it is free to sign up in this opportunity to have this tool. If someone's going through a deep state of depression, be like, hey, here's the link. I don't even take this. Say, even if you don't take it, be like, just check this out. Call my friend Ryan because he almost took his life and it saved his life. Okay. Just sign up for free. There's no cost to join this opportunity. And so I just want to let you know, in Jim's name that we're going to save a lot of people. Jim, I'm doing this in your name, brother. Okay. So, and for all those else that have fallen, I want to include them in that. Now that we know the path, how to help people, that this is in their name as well. Okay. So I pray for that. And also, you guys, there is a lot of, so my point is just on the business note on this. Okay. Real quick, just wrapping this up. It's free to sign up. You never have to buy the product to get paid in this. Okay. Everyone needs a side hustle income right now. We have testimonial calls. I'll put the links for the testimonial calls so you can listen 2 hours a day, 1 hour and a half, 2 times a day, because there's so many testimonial with people changing their lives every single day. Okay. And so I'll put the information. You guys definitely take a look at below the video on my Rumble channel here in the description. You'll see that as well. And make sure you join our Facebook WhatsApp group also, so you can see all the testimonials and stuff. My goal is to do more video testimonials than anyone on the planet regarding people that are turning into superhumans using mitochondria enhancement technology. Okay. And also, I love the fact that this ships to every country on the planet and commission, the 30-day money-back guarantee. And also, the commissions are instant straight to your bank account in Zelle or ACH. You can withdraw as many times as you want in a day. The most beautiful business plan. You guys, the cost of a bottle is $107 for $110 for a month in the United States, $3.50 a day to be a freaking superhuman. They have a package. What I do recommend if you're ordering this online through the link down in the video description, for $235, you get a 2-month supply. So 2 bottles of this, and you get this freaking amazing skin stuff here. Oh, where's my crow's foot? Oh, there are none. Oh, no wrinkles. What? They're gone, right? Right there. You put this on your cellulite on your stomach, you're a superhuman. The cellulite overnight melts right off. Just go look in the mirror next day. It'll blow your freaking mind. So I recommend that $235 package. I say if money is not a situation for you. Okay. Now, if you just want more of this, totally cool. But just know that your superhuman transformation is going to speak louder than any words that come out of your mouth. And people are gonna be like, something's different about you. I mean, my Facebook profile picture, I took a picture and I put it on my Facebook profile, and people accuse me of using artificial intelligence. Not just one person. They accused me of using artificial intelligence, and there wasn't even a single filter on the picture. Okay. I'm going to show you guys the picture because just for the record here, okay, because I want this video to be a complete reference. Here's me 2 days after, 0 filter. I'll prove it. And I'll give you guys the picture to take a look at. there is zero filter. And you can see how like maybe a little line right there. I took this picture because I was going to go on a date with this girl. It was just for a picture for a girl. This was not to be my Facebook profile. It's kind of right. Okay, my twin. Okay, so check this out. So I went ahead and I put this on my Facebook wall. Okay, I put this on my Facebook wall, and people, it was for a girl just because I had a date with her set up and stuff like this. And I was like, oh, hey, baby, you know what I'm saying? I sent this to her because all of a sudden I looked at this picture after I took it. I said, that doesn't even look like me. Like, what in the world? And I looked in my eyes and I saw this focus and clarity and presence that I had never seen before. And especially after having frontal temporal lobe dementia for 26 years, I was like, what? So as a joke, I put it onto my Facebook wall. Okay. And people started accusing me of using, artificial intelligence. That was day 2, just a heads up. Here is day 10. The smile was just nonstop. The veneers were showing. You guys, so my point is I have tons of people all around the world that are just like blown away by this technology. I get testimonials every single day, and nonstop. Everyone will have. There is no if in this company. Well, Ryan, I'm going to go ahead and if this works, I'm going to share it with everyone. No. There is no if in this company. There is no if this is going to work. No. I'm going to if this. No. There is no if about this. You have 60 quadrillion plus mitochondria in your body, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that dimmer switch, go ring like that on you, and you're going to shine like a freaking rock star, superhuman movie star, just like I do every single day. It's that simple, and I say that with all humbleness. All right, guys. So you guys just try this. You know, I may not know you. We may be good friends. You may be best friends. You may be a family member. Okay. But you know what? You can lead a horse to the water. Okay. There's those people in life. Summarize in the end here. I'm going to share this with you. There's like 3 kinds of people in the world. There's the people that see something and say, you know what? That makes sense. I'm just going to go do it. That's what I do. That's why I've had success in lifetime. That's why I have, I've been in Vegas and Malaysia and Dubai all in the past 30 days. Like, I just go do it. Okay. This product increases your free will. Just a heads up. Okay. I'll get back to the other 2 people in a second here. This product increases your free will, but wait, there's more. You get more free will. What do I mean by that? Is that everything that you want to do in this world, you want to sleep better? Okay. You take this before you go to sleep. You want to be creative. You're going to be more creative than ever on this. You want to have the best lovemaking you've ever had. You're going to do that. You want to go ahead and just crush it in the gym. You're going to do that. You're going to go ahead and drive better than you ever have. Because we're talking about the flow state here, guys. Zen mode. You're going to do that. Okay. You want to have better communication with your children, your loved ones, your friends, You're going to do the best of that. Increases your free will. Now, so the people that pull the trigger, number 1, there's the people that sit on the sidelines and then they're like, I'm watching. Okay, I've heard about this 20 times now. Maybe I should go ahead and try it now. Okay, yeah, and they hop on board. Thank God for those people. Okay, a little slow, but better than nothing, right? Then there's those people out there. I don't know if these people even honestly have a soul. Okay, I question it this far because I'm thinking to myself, they don't help themselves. And they don't share it either. Because one thing, they don't want to help themselves, but they don't want to help other people also. Therefore, they don't even share this product, even though they say, well, I probably don't need it, but someone else does. Therefore, I call those guys, I'm coming to come to the realization that potentially they're soulless. I don't know. So my point is, you either have a really strong soul, you'll go get it. You either kind of have a soul's you care, and then you kind of lollygag. And then there's the people that just don't care about anything. It's like, I'm identifying those people. And honestly, I'm like, have a good one, guys. I have no time for low vibes whatsoever. So you guys, high vibe. That's what this is about. I appreciate you guys again listening to this call. And I look forward to turning each and every one of you into a superhuman. And I also want to say that it is my intention that this video lands into Bruce Willis's hands, because you know what? It's too late for Roger Williams. Robin Williams, excuse me, who passed away from frontal temporal lobe dementia. This video needs to go viral, and I'm going to scan my brain again whenever I do. It pays me. It doesn't matter. I feel like a freaking superhuman. People can see it in me. Everyone sees the change in me. So I don't even need a brain scan, but I'm just going to do it for the medical community who likes pictures. Okay. But I pray that this video falls into Bruce Willis's hands, because this guy was the latest face for frontal temporal lobe dementia. And I have something here that's going to help him, I do believe. So with that being said, guys, I wish you all a beautiful day, and I look forward to getting to know you better and hearing about your life transformation, becoming once again the superhuman that you were meant to be on this planet. God bless you all. Take care.